It's Monday morning and I'm prepared for a week away in the truck. I'm just going to pack the car up. I'm on the blower again this week and the first load is a split load, so I can show you a split load. I'm loading in 2 different places and tipping in 2 different places.
I say goodbye to my Ryan and I'm good to go.
In the car, I've got my cup of tea, so let's go.
The yard is around 40 minutes down the M5 and I only need to make this journey on a Monday and Friday. My truck was in the workshop over the weekend because I needed a replacement brake chamber, so I had to go and look for it, but I do find it and I get all my stuff inside and get everything packed away ready for the week. Then I can put my card in and start my daily checks. I already know that I will need a retorque after I've loaded, as my wheel had to come off to change the brake chamber. Other than that, everything's looking pretty good.
I've filled out my daily checks book, so now we can head over to Exeter. I'm getting 3 tonne on the front for one farm, and then I'm getting, I think it's 18 tonne on the back for a different farm. So, yes. Well, let's go. Oh, Rachel's parked in my way. Oh, can I get round it? I might be able to.
The yard is normally pretty busy on a Monday morning, although nobody really talks to each other too much, as everyone's always keen to get on, and a lot of us don't live that close to the yard, so we've all been up mega early, and we're probably feeling a little bit sorry for ourselves. I get onto the nice quiet M5 down to Exeter. Both of the mills that I'm loading at this morning are not too far away from the motorway. The first mill is on a farm, and I pull straight onto the weighbridge and get weighed in. They're pretty quick in here, and it's not long before I'm getting loaded. He only loads my front compartment with this first 3 tonnes, and then it's back onto the weighbridge to get weighed out.
Perfect. Got my paperwork. Getting there. Right. Off to the other mill.
Then it's back down the lane, back the way I came, and the other mill is just over the other side of the M5, around 20 minutes away. I'm now at the mill and I have signed in. I don't need to weigh in here because everything that's put on the trailer is pre-weighed. So I know that I'm only getting 18 tonne. I'm just waiting for my number plate now to come up on the screen over there, and then I can go in and load. It's not long before my number plate comes up on the screen, and it also tells me to go to loading bay number 3. So I proceed through the correct door to bay number 3. The first thing I do is take my sheet off, and then I go up the stairs to the computer screen. As you can see on the screen, the first 2 bins are empty, which is good because that is the compartment that I had loaded just now. I get my sample bag and I need to take a sample from the bin that is flashing. I hold the bag under the chute and then I just press the button a couple of times to get the sample out. Then I put the sticker on the bag and that is the sample complete. I put the chutes in the correct positions just by pressing the down arrows or a cross. I do this to every chute that I'm loading out of. Once I'm happy, I can press the button on the computer screen to start the loading. The feed comes out of the chutes pretty fast and it doesn't take long to load at all. As you can see, I have 2 smaller compartments at the front and a large compartment at the back. Once I've loaded, I retract the chutes, I put my sheet back on, I put my sample in the box and collect my paperwork. And that's me all ready and loaded for my deliveries. And it really is as simple as that. I then need to make my way north on the M5, but I need to have a little pit stop on the way to get some fuel and to get a retorque. One of the mechanics comes down to me in the services so that I'm not dragging a loaded trailer back to the yard unnecessarily. And then it's back onto the M5 down to junction 22 for Burnham-on-Sea. I pass quite close to Ritchie Cider Farm and back over the motorway that I've just come down before heading through some beautiful villages that aren't really suitable for trucks. However, if we want homegrown British products, this is something that we have to do. I'm almost there now and I have been to this farm before, as 14 years ago I used to collect the milk here. It kind of feels a bit full circle that I'm revisiting it again. I can see the bin straight away as I come down the lane, so I proceed to back up to it and get myself in the right position for blowing. Once I'm in position, I can get myself all set up. I take the cap off the end that I'm blowing out of and make sure that the levers are in the right places. Then I can get out the bars, pipes and adapters that I need to set myself up. And then I can connect everything together. Because the pipes don't bend that well, I've realised that the pipe I've got means that I'm too close to the bin. So I moved the truck across a bit to be able to connect the pipe. And I checked that everything is done up really well. So for this load, I'm only going to open the rear door, as the product I need is only in the back 2 compartments. Then I get the engine on the trailer started up and I can start the process of blowing. As you can see in the windows, there is pellets in one window and blend in the next. Then I can tip the body up to about 1.5 rams so that the pellets can trickle into the blower. I thought I'd check what time the milk tanker comes, because I used to work for the company that collects the milk here, and luckily it's at 1 o'clock in the morning. At least I won't be in anyone's way. As you can see, it's quite a tall bin to blow into. As the pellets get blown into the bin, you can see that the blend is still at the top and the next window down is empty. I've just spoke to a chap that works on the farm here and he said it should fit in that bin. But I don't like should, I like will fit in that bin. I'm at the last window to empty now and I'm really hoping that it all fits in. So unfortunately it won't all fit in the bin. So I've got about 700 kilos left. I'm going to have to back up to the bay just there and blow it into the bay. So I put the body down and unattach all the pipes and attachments. I take these down to the bay that I'm going to blow into because I am going to need them down there. Then I back up to the bay, ready to get set up all over again. Because the bay is quite deep, I feel like I'm going to need another pipe to blow into the bay. Once I've got all this in order, I can tip the body up again, ready to tip the last 700 kilos. I need to start the donkey engine on the trailer again, and this time start blowing into the bay. I start it very gradually as I want the pipe to stay in one position, instead of it snaking around everywhere. I gradually increase the pressure and then I need to stand near it and hold it in place so that it just doesn't go everywhere. Once all the pellets are out of the trailer, I can turn the engine off and start packing away. This tip has taken me just over an hour with all the messing about. I also always find pellets a lot easier to blow than the blend. Even though I'm going to have to open this door later, I shut the door just to stop it clanging when I'm travelling along. Then I close everything up and have a quick check around to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Well, I'm glad that's done, and now it's off to Salisbury with 3 ton that's at the front of the trailer. Hiya, it's Gemma from Wayne's Transport. I'm delivering a load of feed to you.
Right, yeah.
I'm just wondering which is the best way to come.
Oh God, when are you coming in?
About 1 o'clock.
Oh God. Yeah, I was gonna.
Cheers.
Okay then. Bye.
Bye. Here I am. It's not the best route over, but it is what it is. The route across to Salisbury takes me across a lot of little towns and villages across Somerset. The first being the little village of Wedmore, which is a beautiful place, but it is quite narrow. And for some reason I seem to have hit it wrong and met just about everything. Then I drive through the country's smallest city of Wales, and I haven't driven through here since I was coming the opposite way in a carnival cart. I really cannot wait until November, until I can drive my mates around on this massive girt thing again. And then I head towards Shepton Mallet on 371 through Croscombe. After Shepton Mallet Carnival, we come through this way in the opposite way, fully trained at 100 foot with a carnival cart, as they shut the road for us to do so. And then I head down the road where we line up for Shepton Mallet Carnival. And I'm glad the weather isn't as bad as it was last year. I also give a big wave to the Doghouse boys as I'm passing. Then it's past all of the Froome quarries, past Longley and down the A36 towards Salisbury, which means going under a bridge that I need to get in the middle of the road for because of the height of the bridge. I pass through Salisbury on the A36 and then take a lane down to the farm. For this farm I need to go quite a way through the lanes to the farm. But I eventually get to the entrance, and when I turn in, I'm thinking, oh God, is this the right way in? As the trees are so low. But yes, I am right, and this is the right way in. When I get to the bottom, the gate is shut, so I go and open it, and the farmer has said to me that he has animals out in the yard because he has a vet there. So I get out and close it again behind me, just in case, as I don't want to be the reason that any animals escape. And I don't fancy running after any today either. I get my paperwork together and go and find the farmer, so that I know whereabouts I need to tip. The place I need to get to is through the place where he has the vet seeing to the animals. So he needs to get the animals in a safe, secure place and open up the gate so that I can back in through and then close the gates after me. Right, from there into there. Hopefully I've got enough pipes. Blowing out of a different side than I was before, so the first thing I do is change the valves over, and then I can set myself up pretty much the same as I was before. For this job I'm going to need quite a few pipes. I'm already thinking that I may have problems with this load, as it's blend, which is harder to blow, and also I have to blow it a long way, which makes it even harder. As I said in my previous video, each blow is very different, depending on the product, the length it's blown, and the type of bin. So I am hoping, if anything, that this bin is going to be kind to me, as the rest of the odds are stacked against me. This is the point where I can open the front door on the trailer, and I need to open the rear door as well, as I shut it for travelling. Unlike other jobs where the product is on the back, I actually tip the body up first to make the product slide down to the back, and then I can start the engine up and start the blowing process. Because I haven't tipped the trailer up too high, there is an even spread of product throughout the trailer bed, which is a lot better for blend. Because it's only 3 tons and it's quite a long way to blow, it's probably taken the same amount of time to blow the product off as it is to set up and pack away. Once the trailer is empty, I can turn everything off and start packing away. It's always great when I find a pipe where I need to blow into, where I have to stand on my tippy toes to take the pipe on and off. I'm trying to do everything as quickly as possible, as I'm very aware that the farmer has a vet there and he probably needs me in and out as quickly as possible. For some reason, every time I rush, I never feel like I'm going quick enough. I make sure that everything is safe and secure for travelling out on the road. I put all my equipment that I need away, and I make sure that the internal doors are closed. Once I'm done, the farmer opens up all the gates for me again.
Thank you.
And then he closes them again behind me. Then it's my turn to get out and open the gate as I leave, and I pull forwards and close the gate again after I leave. And it's back down the low avenue of trees, which I'm surprised I still have my air horns on after going down that lane. Once I've tipped here, I'm going back through the lanes where I came in, and I'm heading back to Exeter to load up again. I take the 36 up to the 303 and then follow the 303 all the way back to Exeter. I hit a little bit of traffic as I'm getting towards the mill, but it's not too bad. When I get there, I check my phone to make sure I know which load I'm picking up, and then I go and see the weighbridge operator. He is also the loader, so he tells me where I need to park in the shed to be loaded, and he tells me I need to blindside it into this avenue just here. So I pull up as far as I can and then attempt to blindside it back round, which is not the easiest thing to do when all you can see in your near side mirror is the side of your trailer. I do chicken out a bit and give it a shunt forward just so that I can see a lot better where I'm going back to. There are quite a few obstacles in this shed and I don't want to hit anything, not even a mirror. Once I am in position and being loaded, I check on Google Maps to see where I am tipping this load. This load is going to a farm near Ilfracombe, and this load is 23 tonnes of blend. They make to order here, and I know I'm going to be very close to the weight that they've ordered. So I don't need to use my weigher, I can just get back onto the weighbridge and weigh out. With this trailer, I can carry around 26 tonnes, which is 2 tonnes less than my normal bulker trailer, and this accounts for the extra engine within the blower trailer. I head down the M5 to junction 27 and then down the A361 towards Barnstable, and that is where I pick up the road out to Ilfracombe. It started to get very wet and horrible, and it's also rush hour, which doesn't help either. It takes longer than I thought to get to the farm, but once I'm there, I get myself set up as quick as I possibly can. I am very aware of my time on this load, as I need to get this off as quick as I possibly can, and blend can be a bit temperamental. I do double check with the farmer that I've got the right bin before I start connecting, and I am right, so I get it done as quick as I possibly can, and connect it up to the trailer to be able to blow the 23 tonnes of blend. Then I quickly get the engine started up and get blowing as soon as I possibly can. I also get both doors open as the body is down and it is all one product, and then I lift the body up to about 1.5 rams. Despite the sunshine earlier, it's turned out to be a wet and horrible day, and it just shows that by the state of my truck. I forgot to film the entrance coming in, and it was quite a struggle getting up this hill whilst loaded. Once I'm here, the rain starts to pour and I'm struggling to blow this product off. One of the pipes block up and I have to bag it up. And the worst thing about this is that blend is very dusty and I am very wet, and the dust seems to attract to the wet. Once I'm tipped, I pack away as quickly as I possibly can, as I'm really running out of time on my spread over.
State me.
I close the internal doors and I back up as quickly but as safely as I possibly can. I would almost call it sensible, educated rushing, with a few double checks to my blind side, and then once I've got enough space to get out, I'm off. I've spotted a lay-by down the road, which I hope that I can get to within my working time. Bit of a squeeze out of the farm there.
Well, I'm finally parked up. I am absolutely soaked through. I am covered in feed, dust that's stuck to the wet. I've got no way of having a shower. I've parked up down the road because I only had a couple of minutes left. I need to try and clean myself up before I go to bed because I've got to live in this all week now.
At this point, I'm trying to be very, very careful not to spread the dust and dirt around my cab. I need to try and get a change of clothes and clean myself up. But this is very difficult when you live in a small space and it's pouring down with rain outside. I also don't want to put soaking wet clothes into a bag so that it smells all week. I'd rather try and dry it out. I find my trusty bottle of washing water out of my drawer, but this time I'm going to have to do it outside as I'm far too dirty to do it inside. I'm just very lucky that I'm in the middle of nowhere in a secluded lay-by where no one can see me having a wash. And this is all I can show you of the wash. Once I've washed myself, I give my cab a good once over, as there's a lot of dust that has got into the cab, and I hate my living space being dirty.
One of those days where I've just felt like I've chased my backside all day. My alarm went off at 4 o'clock this morning, went into work, card in 5:30, finished 8:30, tried to sort myself out because I was absolutely covered, and now I'm sitting down to my tea at 9 o'clock. I have a salad. It's proper raining out there now. I don't want another day like that tomorrow, so hopefully I'll have a better day tomorrow. Hopefully.